For each of our speakers, we also prepare such a copilot who will help them to be on these digital stages. And after that, these avatars will live in our virtual Java cloud. So I propose to start our conference and experiment with our first experimental, speaker, Emily Jiang. She is cloud native architect and advocate at IBM. Hi, Emily.
Hello. Hi, Max. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. And I think our team will show us this copilot and avatar, as I mentioned previously. So I propose you to answer for a couple of questions. Technique team, this is was the result of your answers that you give us for this short form that we provided you previously. And I propose you to say just, Emily, who is it? And you came to us with whom? What is actually? How we will name it?
Oh,
I propose you to give a name, for
cat.
this avatar. Just cat, simply cat.
Yeah,
Without
is
and
a cloudy cat.
okay. Is he or she good in Java?
Very good. Very good in
Very
Java.
good. Yeah.
It's a
And what about hybrid cloud applications?
Yeah, hybrid cloud application is awesome. It can survive in any kind of cloud, private, public, any public cloud, you name it.
Okay. And one more question before I give you a mic on this digital stage. What is a superpower of this cat?
Superpower or this? Yeah, it's
Superpower. What do you think?
superpower is, yeah, it can do all sorts of things and very efficient, as you can see. Is can do multitasking as well. It's no vendor locking. All open.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So, guys, Emily and her cat, today we'll talk about hybrid cloud applications built without pure openness. Feel free to ask Emily and her cat about everything in the slider during her talk. Our virtual stage is yours now. Emily, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Max. Let me share my screen. So in today's talk, I'm going to talk about a hybrid cloud application built with pure openness. So basically, the key is no vendor lock-in. So it's all in the open. I am Emily Jiang. I work for IBM. I'm the cloud native architect and advocate. I'm also a Java champion. So it's I'm a pretty I worked most of the time on the open source projects and also open standard. So in today's talk, I'm going to talk in 4 sections. Basically, give you a quick overview of hybrid cloud and also introduce you to the open standard. And also is talk about open liberty. So it's an open source project, supports this open standard and also powered with very efficient tools to take you to the cloud. And finally, I will do a quick demo about this open standard and also open liberty and how can you easily to do serverless. So hybrid cloud, basically, you have heard of Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, many other cloud, and also basically you also heard about some private cloud and etc. Actually, what is a hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud basically means it's a mixed cloud between like a private cloud and public cloud. And nowadays, a lot of companies, they use hybrid cloud because they put some of their application in the private cloud, so for actual security, and some other different service on the public cloud. So that's why the hybrid cloud is widely used, and so that's why I'm focusing on this hybrid cloud. So for the applications, basically it's talk about hybrid cloud applications. So these applications is basically can upload to any cloud and also provide services. And microservices is kind of one example to survive well in a hybrid cloud. So, and however, you do want to also want to make sure you don't do the basically the vendor lock-in, so you don't basically be locked by any particular vendor. So that's why it's a talk basically emphasize open standard and open, also the open source. So it's the other thing is this year at one of the conferences, somebody is one of the customers saying, okay, I'm enter into the cloud. However, I do not want to tie myself particular to a cloud, because sometimes it's a legislation change and also policy change. You have to switch the cloud. If you use the cloud APIs and etc., you will directly locked in by that cloud. So it's the key is you should always rely on the open standard and have your application carry everything. You don't really want to use the cloud APIs and etc. So this is why I have open. So it's emphasize open standard and open source. So in today's talk, the open standard. So it's because this is a Java conference. So the most famous open standard is Jakarta EE, and also the other open standard is MicroProfile. So it's basically Jakarta EE plus MicroProfile is pretty much all the standard you will need for building your Java-based cloud native applications. Let's quickly take you through what is Jakarta EE, what is MicroProfile. Jakarta EE, if you have not heard of Jakarta EE, probably you have heard of Java EE. So Java EE basically is dead. Basically is discontinued. In September 2017, Java EE basically moved to Eclipse Foundation, and also is went through the rebranding. So the new brand is called Jakarta EE. So it's Jakarta EE is successor of Java EE. Jakarta EE is the priority, the cloud native, and also the pure openness, and also the fast innovation and modernized developer expertise. So it's, after the Java EE moved to Eclipse Foundation, basically is there's more things opened. So it's in the past TCK was not opened, but now it's API spec and TCK is all open. And also is innovation is at a faster pace, and also there's a native integration with Kubernetes. So it's this Jakarta EE Jakarta EE community is fully supported by many industry numbers. The IBM and Oracle, Fujitsu, Payara, Tommy Tribe is a strategic member. Microsoft, Red Hat, and Brampton and Infosys. So this is a kind of enterprise number, and plus many other members. So if you know Java EE, so this slide is pretty much familiar to you. So Jakarta EE platform consists of about 30 specifications. Like some of them is very well known, like Jakarta REST and CDI, Servlet, and also the concurrency, and like a beam validation, and also together with others, messaging, batch, connectors, and etc. And as we know, platform consists of many specifications, but some runtime is only pick a few. also is we group a few widely used specifications and call it web profile. So it's basically this focus on web technologies. So such as like Jakarta REST and also WebSocket, Jakarta persistence and servlet security phases and etc. They are all part of the web profile. So these are about 22 specifications. And then even go even smaller for some core specifications. We group them together. It's called a core profile. So it has Jakarta RESTful Web Services, JSON P, JSON B, annotations, interceptor, dependency injection, and CDI-Lite. So this is the 7 specifications come together, consist basically form a core profile. Later on, I will introduce MicroProfile. You know, the core profile is direct the requirement placed by MicroProfile because MicroProfile built on top of this core profile. So next is talk to you more about MicroProfile. So MicroProfile was created in 2016. So it's in response to the basically Java EE's slow movement. So IBM, Red Hat, Tommy Troy, Piara, and others basically set up this community. And in January 2017, they moved to Eclipse Foundation, and then it's kind of making really fast progress since then. So up to now, MicroProfile has many specifications. As I mentioned earlier, is it utilizes some of the Jakarta EE technologies. In the latest release, MicroProfile 6.1 is based on Jakarta EE 10 core profile, and plus 8 these MicroProfile specifications like telemetry, OpenAPI, telemetry, metrics, and health. This for the observability, Open API for documentation, REST client for connecting these microservices together. Config is configure your applications without you having to rebuild your applications. And fault tolerance is allow you to create a resilient microservices. JWT authentication is how to secure your microservices. And plus, there's a few standalone specifications and like a React messaging to allow you to create reactive microservices. LRA is for long-running actions. Basically, is to cater for the microservice transaction. GraphQL is kind of the query language. Context propagation is kind of the how to propagate context for the asynchronous programming. Open tracing is kind of the being standalone, and also the successor is telemetry. So it's open tracing is stabilized and is in the maintenance mode. So this is kind of the like put all together. As you can see, core profile consists of these 7 technologies plus these 8 micro profile specifications. So that's basically consists that's kind of form the micro profile platform release. So this is a quick, basically the timeline about since the beginning of Micro Profile 2016, and then it's up to 2023, and currently Micro Profile 6.1 was released later October this year. So it's, we are making more progress in next year and plan for the Micro Profile 7 release. So there's many kind of working group members behind this MicroProfile effort. So as you can see, IBM, Red Hat, Microsoft, Oracle, Tommy Tribe, Piara, and a few JAX, and etc. And there's many implementations because it's, when we say the standard, actually is you have to, to have more implementations to support this standard. So there's Open Liberty, WebSphere Liberty, and Quarkus, and Piara, and Tommy EE, Helidon. There's quite a few others support these MicroProfile specifications. And also, I mentioned that some of them is on the later version, earlier version of MicroProfile. Since MicroProfile 4.1, we have these compatible implementations. So you have to prove you have passed all the TCKs and etc. And then so far there's a kind of the certified runtimes listed as compatible implementations. So once you are compatible implementation, and the applications can move around among these compatible implementations, you do not need to do any kind of migration or something like that. So you can freely move around. So in the next part of time, I will talk to you about Open Liberty. So the other thing is Open Liberty is a pure open source, so you can freely to use it. MicroProfile and Jakarta EE just have APIs. They don't have implementations. In order to use them, you need to use a implementation. So it's in this talk, we'll use Open Liberty to demonstrate the power of the standard, and also how the open source basically is work together with the open standard. For Open Liberty, it's purely basically is standard based. Also, put more innovation in the standard. They don't Open Liberty does not trying to promote its own API. It's trying to put more innovation in the standard and then support this standard. Your Open Liberty focus more on the tools, and also how can you improve your productivity, and how can you provide a easy journey to upload your application to the cloud. As you can see here, the Open Liberty hand in hand with this standard. Also, Open Liberty since MicroProfile 4.1 has been used as rectified implementation for the MicroProfile releases. So this is kind of the Open Liberty is purely behind this open sources, open standard. So it's basically it's promote and MicroProfile and Jakarta EE. So for Open Liberty, so has many nice features. So it's basically it's very composable, just to give you enough runtime to run your application, and also it has very low operating cost. It's about four times increased density over Tomcat and Spring Boot. Also, it has a continuous delivery. Is every 4 weeks there's a new release, and one of the best feature for Open Liberty is zero migration. Basically, it does not remove any kind of features Open Liberty have released. Like in the latest release of Open Liberty, you can use the MicroProfile 1.x or 2.x or 3.x or 4.x and etc. So this is allow you basically utilize your application without needing to migrate, and then you can utilize the new Liberty runtime, have this security fixes and performance boost, but you do not need to update your application. And also is Kubernetes optimized, is self-tuned thread pool, and also Kubernetes native is really works really well with Kubernetes. And then it has many nice tools to boost the developer experience. So if you know WebSphere is a WebSphere Liberty based if you know WebSphere application server, so basically you have WebSphere, you have got everything, no matter whether you use it or not. But for Liberty, as you can see, is just to give you a kernel. If you want to use a CDI, it's just you give you a CDI and an app manager and a kernel. If you want to use a Jakarta RESTful Web Services, is adding more building blocks. So with this, is just to give you right size deployment. And also, apart from the build, obviously, nowadays we use either Maven Gradle. It has either Maven Gradle plugins to assist your development. And also is it has a really nice support for the container build. And basically, you can specify your in your Docker file, specify your base image. This base image or uploaded to the IBM container registry, and also in the Docker Hub as well. And then you specify your basically the Java version, and you copy your configuration, and you can do a feature run feature.sh. So basically optimize footprint, and then you copy your wall, and then you can run config.sh. So this optimize the execution. So as I mentioned earlier, it has basically really it has this is Liberty has a CI/CD optimized feature from a plan directly to the monitor. Is look after the application from the day one to the whole life cycle. So it's provide a lot of different tooling at a different stage, and itself it has like every 4 weeks it has a release cycle, and also it has a quarterly long running LTS. And for the developer efficiency, because we are hopefully a lot of you are Java developers, so it offer like all different toolings to help you along from like you create your first line application. It give like basically it has a start or OpenLiberty.io, and also it provide a code config assistant, and help you with the Maven Gradle build, and also is help with Docker image, and also testing framework, and also it give you the basically the demo mode, so you can code along and you can see the changes straight away while doing anything else. So I will do a quick demo very soon. If you work with cloud native applications and talk about the cloud and also Kubernetes, the next thing you will need to think about is basically create your Kubernetes YAML file to basically deploy your application to the cloud. So the originally you have to handcraft all the deployment and service and etc. And then because the YAML file was so difficult to work with, and then there's a Kubernetes operator. And luckily, we also have the Liberty operators to help you along. You don't need to create a big deployment. All you need to do is just use the basically Liberty operator. Liberty operator is a level 5 operator. So basically, it has provide all the requirement and for level 5, and also provide all kind of different capabilities. So as you can see here, in your like deployment YAML file, you only need to specify the basically is your Docker image and version, and also specify the policy. Pull policy expose whether the you want to be exposed or not, and also the storage if you want. And I talk about hybrid cloud, and also is whatever runtime you need to use, and also is basically if you use the open standard and have everything in your application, you can deploy to any cloud. If you use Liberty, for example, it can go extra miles. You can even find the Liberty in any the public cloud in your choice. Is on AWS. You can go to their the catalog, you can find the Liberty there as well, and Azure Cloud, and etc. And for the D2 operation, basically also hybrid cloud applications, also you need to worry about the observability. For observability, there's the 4 pillars, basically logging, metrics, tracing, and health. For the health, basically is you need to talk with Kubernetes. For the logging, metrics, tracing, basically is for the purely monitoring. Monitor whether your application is behaving correctly. If something goes wrong, whether you can find out what's the problem. So that's with tracing and logging. For health, we use MicroProfile health. Basically, you can directly talk with Kubernetes. And metrics, you use MicroProfile metrics to go to application metrics, and also runtime metrics and JVM metrics. For tracing, you can use a MicroProfile telemetry to basically build one single trace with consists of all kinds of spans and for one particular operation. And for login, you can use any kind of your favorite login framework. If you want to use Java login, that's fine as well. So this is the logging and tracing, as I mentioned earlier, together can help you to diagnose the problems. Okay, with that, let me give you a quick demo, about how can you get started with your hybrid like application creation and etc. So if you want to create a hybrid cloud application, you can use OpenLiberty Start. For example, here we'll use Cloud Builder. I just say artifact ID. I use Java 11. I use Jakarta version 10 and MicroProfile 6. So I can say is basically generally this one is already already been done. And then so basically is already putting in here Cloud Builder zip. If I directly go in there, if I open it up in the VS Code, so it's created here. So basically, it generates the application and on Liberty, and also you can this is VS Code. And also, you can install the plugin Liberty dashboard, and then you can start the basically the application in the background. Basically, you can see install the feature MicroProfile 6 and Jakarta EE 10, and the beauty is here. Like in the dependency, you can just say Jakarta EE 10 API and MicroProfile 6 basically is the API all available to you. And the only thing is basically the plugin, so the Liberty plugin. So as you can see, it's very, very basically simple. They only have 57 basically is lines for this, and this is a Java compile level. And then basically, if you want to create cloud and native applications, basically the most most widely used is create a REST. Basically, it's a REST application, RESTful microservices. So it's if I just say, okay, I will just say REST resources. I can create a resources. Basically, I want let me use the use the code assistant. I want to create a REST class. So here, instead I say hello. So I can save this one. So as you can see, because it's started is directly in the dev mode, and it can pick it up changes straight away. Now, if I go to go to here, basically I know it says 9080. I use MicroProfile. Basically, it's a programming model. It gives me Open API, so it's it tell me the endpoint, etc. In OpenLiberty also we have UI, so you can do a direct invoke it using the UI. I can say try it out. I can say execute. It says hello. Now if you go back here, you can say hello, Cloud Builder, Java.com. If I save it, it will pick up the changes straight away. Now, if we go back, if we say exact, so you can see it's a change all straight away. The other thing is I mentioned earlier, basically is you can do the the health as well. So once you basically deploy to the cloud, you need to talk with Kubernetes. If you say health ready, basically you want basically it's sometimes to tell you need to tell when is your application ready, like and basically you can just directly implement a health check. So this is all the microprofile health specification. So it's automatically generated. If I say cloud builder, so here I just demonstrate to you. Now it's kind of the, if we back to here, it automatically give you the endpoint. So it's a 9080 health slash ready. As you can see here, Cloud Builder true. So this is very powerful because later on in your code, actually you can readiness if it's you have a database, you check whether you can connect to the database. If yes, you will say true. If not, you will say no, you are not ready. So this is with that, you can like directly talk with Kubernetes. Let me go back to the here. Okay, so hopefully that directly give you some taste about like how easily to create hybrid cloud applications. Just use the standard without using any cloud APIs, without using any any application like a runtime, like a vendor provided APIs, purely kind of the open standard. So it's, the other thing is as we know is once you have uploaded to the cloud, the other thing is also you need to consider the performance, consider whether it's suitable for service and etc. And as we know, we are Java developers. We are different from others. We have JVM to basically to work with. So this is this is one of the unique challenges and also benefit for Java. The JVM also come together with JIT. JIT is supposed to help along the performance. However, if JIT trying to help, also JIT need to use the memory, need to use the CPU. So that's why you got these spikes. When JIT is working, it will also need to use the CPU. So you got a CPU spike. Also the memory, you got a memory spike. And also this cause low quality service and also OOM issues sometimes. And then also causes slow startup and ramp up time. So with that, in the JVM world, OpenG9, so which is another open source Java runtime JVM, it has a new innovation and it's called Samaru Cloud Compiler. So Samaru is basically is packaged OpenG9 and is a product called Samaru is has a enterprise edition, also has a kind of free edition, is kind of the free to be used as well. So Samaru Cloud Compiler basically it separate this JIT from the JVM and directly deploy to the cloud as a service. So basically, your application no longer uses its own JIT; it uses this is shared service JIT. So with that, your application, basically, you don't use the data come with you. You don't, in return, you don't use your own CPU and memory. You directly outsource this compilation to extra service. With that, you can do a lot of memory saving. There's no longer have a spike. So this is kind of this orange graph. So basically, it's as a service, as you can see, it's got rid of the spikes. The other thing is for the startup, basically the problem and JVM sometimes is kind of it takes time to load all the cache and etc. Load all the classes, and then once it's being started, the performance is really good. However, for some cloud workload, and sometimes you want to run serverless, If like you need 1 minute to start, and then also the whole operation is only cost 2 minutes. Basically, this is not good for serverless. You basically you call pay like 1/3 of the time not doing anything, and basically it's also your customer not happy either, because it spends 1/3 of the money and time just waiting for this service to fully function. So with that, in Liberty, there's a new innovation called Instant On. So directly is to look at the startup of performance. So it used the Linux CRAU technology. Is not using the GraalVM, is using CRAU. So basically, Linux checkpoint restoring user space. You still use the traditional JVM, is not the GraalVM. I just repeat again. And also, it can start application in millisecond. It's ideal for serverless. And also, it's kind of the we proof is about 18 times faster. So it's with all the benefit of JVM, but now the compromise of the native images. So this is basically is Liberty Instant On. So it's when you create your Docker image, it does a checkpoint. When it's trying to create instances and etc., it will restore. So restore basically is take that snapshot and directly use the cache and invoke the restore hooks and directly create a runtime in no time. So when I talk about basically is the whole pure openness, technologies and etc. So it's my main focus is about is the hybrid cloud and also serverless as well. And there's some workload is not suitable for serverless, but there's some workload also suitable for serverless. However, for Java applications, we want to make sure we can do all the things. So it's when we talk about serverless, is first you will talk about Knative. Knative is the one technology basically is implement a serverless, manage scale to zero. It has 3 pillars: build, serving, and event. So it's a builder provided some you with the builder tools, and serving is this is the main pillar. So basically it's support scale to zero. So also we demonstrate some root cloud container Instant On and Knative, they can work together, and also get your application like hybrid application start in millisecond. So in this screenshot is starting in 231 millisecond. So it's as you can see, it's very very fast. So with that, let me quickly give you the demo to demonstrate Knative and also the serverless power. As you can see here, I have my box here and this application. If I can just directly have a quick look. So this is my Docker file. So I use Instant On. So if I do a kube control get ports, as you can see, my application is not running. So 3 instances, some root cloud container, also the OLO controller manager. If I look at the Knative service, as you can see here, the service is here, but no load. So that's why it's not is no pod is running. If I kick the endpoint here, this as you can see here, is automatically from the code and directly give you output straight away. Also, this is kind of using Jakarta EE and MicroProfile in your application. Now, if I quickly have a look, get ports, as you can see here, is my deployment actually is up running. If I just do kube control logs, as you can see here, my application started in 200 0.04 millisecond. And you can see here is all the endpoint, also a whole macro profile like features are available here. So this is give you a quick demo of the power of the openness and open standard. I even don't know is kind of running in any cloud. Actually, this application, this is running on Azure cloud. Okay, with that, I think is kind of the I give you a few the links for you to take away. So it's there's if you want to learn more about macro profile, so you can see the go to the liberty.io guide, and also if you want to have a look at the how we improved the startup, so there's kind of the Liberty Instant on, and there's a lot other resources for you to take away. Start.liberty.io, and also MicroProfile start MicroProfile.io give you the tool to start as well. And if you want to learn Jakarta EE MicroProfile technologies, go to this guide, and it has many different guides to get you started. So if you can just do MicroProfile, for example, doing here, and you can see all sorts of different guides. You don't even need to do any setup. It can run in the cloud. And with that, I think I'm open for questions. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Emily, it was like a Sunday, boom, boom, take this, go to this link. Now is demo. I have next question, because during your presentation, at least one of the students just knocked to me in LinkedIn, and I decided to put your next question. What if you're a student, yeah, and you just start to try, this technology? Can you propose, I don't know, some set of steps how to try, maybe tutorials? I saw examples. Yeah, examples, sometimes it's for experienced developers, but if you know a student and you just you don't know, should I go to the left or should I go to the right? Yeah, it's better to go through some tutorials. Do you know some links, or can you propose some tutorials or simple application, yeah, or project that could help them to get more experience on this technique?
Yeah, so that's a very, very good question. So basically, it's I highly recommend it. You go to the basically it's Open Liberty or IO guide. So getting started with Open Liberty. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, Open Liberty is directly basically is full on standard. So it's all the things is tell you is about Jakarta EE macro profile. So here, if you and then because the Jakarta EE macro profile just have a API, you have to use runtime. So Liberty basically give you basically this guide directly tell you, explain to you. It only takes 25 minutes. And for students, you click the button run in cloud. You don't even need to do any setup. So if you do a run in the cloud, and then you can log in, use GitHub on Google and etc. Or sign in. So this is the kind of the you don't need to do any prereqs and etc. However, if you are comfortable with Java, Git, and Maven, you can do this prereq and set up everything and try it out. Run in the cloud give you IDE as well. So it's really so this explain everything, and also some other guide if you just want to use basically the learn the Jakarta EE technologies. Look, this is give you all kind of things, build and testing as well, persistent security, reactive, REST. and it has everything about a MicroProfile. If you click on MicroProfile and do this as well. And if you are just want to learn, like for example, cloud technologies, maybe you just say, okay, I heard Podman. It will teach you how to do the Podman. So containerization.
Okay, I think it's gonna be really helpful for them. And one tiny question to then, because now we're almost in the time of break, but probably you can answer for me. What are the features on the next releases you're waiting? I mean, all this technology that you're thinking, yeah, I really want this feature, and I'm waiting it because it definitely improve my internal projects. Can you name them now? Because you show us the
Oh yeah.
progress. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very good question. So for Jakarta EE is the next new shining specification called Jakarta Data. So basically, it will make your life a lot easier. For basically, we normally application will connect with basically it's a different database. Also, basically it's a NoSQL or SQL, but Jakarta Data provide you a really nice basically connection point, and also give you really kind of good APIs. You don't need to write all the kind of different queries. And once you say, okay, I want basically this interface, and it automatically give you the different query. You can query all and query some, and you just like make your life a lot easier dealing with databases. The other thing in MicroProfile and in the MicroProfile telemetry, we want like adopt OTL metrics and also logging. So hopefully in the next release, MicroProfile 7, we will have like 3 pillars all in one specification. And also we want to look into have a better programming model for serverless as well. So it's yeah, water space. There's a lot of new exciting things will come up.
Okay, thank you for your answers. We will need to go to a short break, and to all other answers that we have in Slido, we'll definitely provide to you. And I think you can give us an answers, and we will send them via emails. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you after a short break.